how are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're having a very good weekend. So there you go. France are through to the semi-finals, breaking the curse once and for all, and fair play to them. They were absolutely outstanding. 1-0 win over the Netherlands, a side that I support massively. How are you? I hope you're well. My name's Shaban. Please click subscribe, whatever side it is your screen. It's usually that side, which means it's that side for you. Please subscribe because I'm loving chatting to you. I'm loving the conversations that we're getting to have and the chats that are going on in the channel at the moment. So please leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Let's get through this game. I have to say, going into it and looking at both of these sides, they're kind of fractious, aren't they? France, the pressure that's on the manager, Corinne Diacre, and what she's achieving so far with all this pressure on her and the decisions that woman makes. She gives very, very, very little away. Talk about stout. I've loved hearing her press conferences, and even though I can barely speak any French, you just know she's a woman not to be messed with, and she's a woman that, and a manager, should we say, that the country are feeling a little bit confused by, because she's leaving out, Henri and some of their best talent. That's an old story is what it seems now, but what we do know is that there seems to be problems within that dressing room. But I heard a great quote going into this game that they don't have to be friends, they just have to be teammates and they have to win. And fair enough, they done that tonight. I have to say, France unlucky. They could have won this game 3-0 inside the first half. They just couldn't seem to finish tonight. Netherlands, I have to say, just in terms of physicality and oomph, maybe they were a wee bit lacking. We'll get to that in just a second. But Mark Parsons, their coach, of course, a British man, the complete opposite in a manager when I'm talking about from the French coach, Corinne Diacre. I keep getting her name wrong. And just Mark Parsons doesn't grab me, there's something about that when a manager talks, and I'd heard through the grapevine that perhaps not all is rosy in the Netherlands camp either. And your manager must have a lot to do with that. We see it all the time, but he doesn't grab me. We also know that Jill Roord, Wolfsburg player, formerly of Arsenal, was on the bench tonight as well, and perhaps nothing to do with the comments that she made about him, or perhaps everything to do with the comments that she made about him. She'd spoken to press and said that quite often his conversations can go on a little bit, his management style is a bit long-winded, and sometimes they've been in meetings with him that have lasted 3 hours, and they've voiced that that's too long, and he's getting better at them. Quite a damning thing to say, I think, about your manager. And for me, no surprise that Jill Roord was on the bench tonight. But when you're against a side like France, you need a player like Jill Roord in the team. And when she came on in the second half, it was worthwhile, because she did bring that change of pace to the game. And I thought the Netherlands had it in them. They just didn't get not nearly as many chances as the French, who I have to say are just such an outstanding side. I was watching the game with my husband, and I think he's going to try and go off and marry Cascarino. He's obsessed with her, absolutely obsessed, and she's just, when you look at it player for player on the pitch, she's on another planet. But we mentioned the physicality, and that's one thing that the Dutch did not bring to this side. They were lacking in that. They were lacking in that physical presence when you go up against a side like France. Vivianne Miedema back in the squad, which was good because she was returning obviously from COVID, and we didn't know how fit she was going to be. Could she manage the first half? How ill was she from COVID? But she was back there and she did the full game, and fair play to her for that. But she looked burst. She looked really burst in those final moments, and she had the kind of final moment of the game where perhaps she could have made it 1-0, but that didn't seem to happen. And I love Vivianne Miedema. I want her to be the GOAT, but these are the moments of stepping up and being on the big stage. But I do think the COVID would have had an effect on her going into a game like this. I think we can all vouch for that. But, I wanted to see so much more from the Netherlands, because they're such a talented side. When you looked at their midfield, Spitze, who's got 206 caps, that's bonkers. That's just a lot. Van de Donk, who I wanted more from. She showed just great skill tonight. And Jackie Groningen, who I think's a wonderful player, and we don't know what her situation is at Manchester United, but if she's staying, let's see her more in the WSL. She's one of their key players and a bit of the poster girl as well. But we have to just take a bow and praise to Van Domselaar in goal, who's the number 2 goalie, of course, because the number 1 was sent home with an injury. She's got to have it moving forward. She had an absolutely sensational game. Now, like we mentioned, France didn't take their chances. You know, they weren't exactly clinical. But in the moments that they were, Van Domselaar was there with the backup of number 3, Van de Gragt. She was sensational. In that first half, she put her body on the line, and just thank God she was there, you know, because they would have been 3-0 down in the first half if it weren't for Van de Gragt being there and backing up the goalkeeper, Van Domselaar. But I have to say, them as a partnership there in that back line was absolutely brilliant, and fair play to her. But Van de Gragt, by the way, she's looking for a team. She's just left Ajax. She's a free agent. I would love to see her in the WSL. I think as a defender, she was just absolutely outstanding, body on the line, should you say. Let's talk about that goal then. It came in the extra time. No surprise that we went there. It just then wasn't happening for France. Any chance that they got, I kind of felt that was the way it was going to go. And it was Jansen for the Netherlands who managed to concede that penalty. And it was against Cascarino. And that was that. It was too much. She took down Diani actually in the box. We were talking about this actually watching the game. When the pressure's on you like that and you know that, you know, she's making a run for goal, just don't do it. You know, Jansen should know better than that. She's an experienced player to go and do that, and she'll of course be kicking herself right now. But Perisic took the penalty, and she's the new Chelsea right back as well. Perisic, she had a good game. She took the penalty. She finished it well, but well done again, Van Domselaar. She got her fingers on it, but not enough. The power in that French squad. Every time they took a strike, it was with so much power, and we're not seeing that from other sides. Looking ahead to what's next for them then, it's going to be France against Germany in their semi-final. I mean, that's a final. That is a final in itself. That's a game we're going to. I cannot miss that game. Wendy Renard, I mean, after that penalty miss that she had in her group stages, she absolutely redeemed herself tonight. We know what she can do for her club, for her country, what she has done for her country. But moments like that tonight, she cleared absolutely everything. And of course, she's got the advantage because she's about 8 foot. But wow, she was absolutely brilliant tonight, and what a leader as well. You can just tell Wendy Renard, fair play to her. She's had a brilliant game tonight, and you saw that relief that, oh my goodness, thank God, that's it, we're making it through the semi-finals. France v Germany, I can't call this because France are so blooming good, and I've expected more ruthlessness maybe from Germany. Maybe you could say the same for France. If they're not going to take their chances like they should have tonight, then Germany will eat them all up. But I just cannot call this one at all. Only thing is, France, Germany, whoever's going to that final, if England make it to that final, because I see England getting past Sweden, I think player for player, England will have that one in the bag. I don't see that going any other way. I see England now going to the final. But who they meet in the final, if it's France or Germany, go on, have a cheeky bit. Okay, I'm going to say it's a Germany. Germany will go through. Germany will beat France, right? On fine margins. Unless France are clinical. They weren't tonight. That was a massive issue for them tonight. And I'll need to get the stats. Must have had about 30 chances on goal, and they just couldn't. England and Germany in the final. I hate to be defeatist because I want to see this for the Lionesses, but I don't know how. England beat Germany. I could be completely wrong. Listen, I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let me know your thoughts. Forgive me if I got any French pronunciation wrong. What's sorry in French? All I really know is bonjour. But anyway, good game. I enjoyed that. I'm gutted Netherlands are out. I really enjoy their fan support and their travelling support, and I really want to get it to one of their fan parks if they did make it through to the semis, but that is not to be the case, and I'm sure they're going to go further. I'm not sure what's ahead for Mark Parsons, that's for sure. You might disagree with me there. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, I just don't know if he's got the presence to deal with the Dutch, who are a clearly very, very strong-willed and opinionated and dominant group of women. I have to say that, but fair enough to Corinne de Cree. She is clearly a manager who knows exactly what she's doing, despite the odds being stacked against her. And France make it to the semi-finals. Looking forward to France against Germany. A final in itself.